that is Nidal.
Give it up for Kate, everybody. I just have to comment to the Bigfoot thing. Nothing again. I've been thinking a lot about Bigfoot, oddly enough, and I think it's like I feel like that guy's got like a six-pack, and we're calling him Bigfoot. Like the dude is ripped. He's got hair all over his body. We're calling him Bigfoot. It just feels like missed opportunity. We should be calling him Sexy Man. See, I didn't think about this. This is a classic riff with nowhere to land. What's up, everybody? My name's Nidal. I am the firstborn of... my dad moved from the Middle East, so I'm the firstborn. I have two younger brothers. Their names are Ryan and Connor. And then my dad changed his Arabic name to Chuck. So I'm the only one with an Arabic name in my family, and I don't speak a lick of Arabic. Whoever was talking about that earlier, I was like, I'm very jealous of you. I feel like who's familiar with Moo Dang? We all know Moo Dang. We're getting a clap for Moo Dang. Give it up for Moo Dang if you know who that is. Moo Dang, who that is? It's a hippo. It's a stupid little hippo. He looks like an eggplant with some legs and a butt for a mouth, but it has taken over the internet, and it's so funny because I'm like, hippos are supposed to be literally like the most dangerous animal on the planet, and here we are. We've made this little guy, make him adorable. Everyone like no one's intimidated by Moo Dang. That's how I feel in the world with men. Like no woman or man is looking at me being like, that guy's intimidating. That guy's the Moo Dang of human beings. That's how I feel. Moo Dang also means like bouncy pork. I don't think a woman has ever looked at me and been like, I'd like to bounce that guy's pork. I don't think it's ever happened. I just don't want to be Moo Dang. I'd like for people to look at me and go like, Moo Dang. That's what I want. Okay, so I have to break that down. The other day I thought about Moo Dang and I thought about Moo Damn, and I was like, that is so funny. I'm going to spend 3 minutes trying to get there. I always try to keep up with the news and the politics, and I'm always behind. But I try to keep up, but I just never can. And I'm a big fan of the show The Office. Who's seen the show? Everyone's seen the show The Office. I love The Office. Everyone loves The Office. I think that's one of the most interesting things about me. That's why I put it on my dating profiles. That I love The Office. Isn't that cool? Women love that. So this is how not into the current state of things. Mics are usually where I'm learning anything at all. But a few months plus, all of a sudden, okay, so everyone's seen The Office. If you're familiar, there's this character named Bob Vance, and he always responds with Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration, Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. I thought everyone was all back into The Office when J.D. Vance's name was being thrown around, and I was like, everyone would go, J.D. Vance, and I go, Vance Refrigeration? And no one would respond. And I was just like, man, why is the world watching The Office again, but no one will play this game with me? Like, what am I doing? Well, I have a question. What was the first movie? Anybody? First movie you ever cried at? Thank you. First movie you ever cried at? Does anybody have a movie they cried? No one's cried at.
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time? Did I just hear? Were you a child when you watched that? I'm actually very envious of you because all of the men in my family, they were very good about showing their emotions. If a movie was playing and something was emotional, they'd be crying. And I didn't know what that was as a child. Like, I'd be looking at my dad as he'd be crying, watching a movie. He'd be like, stop looking at me! But so I remember it was like a rite of passage. I was like, I need to cry at a movie. And one day, I'm going to spoil a little bit of this, so cover your ears if I get to that point. But I was at the movie I Am Legend. Who's seen I Am Legend? With Will Smith. I Am Legend. There's a famous scene in that movie where he has to kill his dog because the dog wouldn't keep his wife's name out of its fucking mouth, and he's killing the dog, and it's happening, and I could feel that tear coming when right behind me the guy, everyone feels this whole moment happening, and the guy behind me goes, no, not the dog, no! And he stole this moment from me, he stole this tear from me, and I felt like I just didn't grow up until I finally, a few years later, watched the movie Bridge to Terabithia. Has anybody seen the movie Bridge to Terabithia? I'm gonna save you 2 hours. The movie sets it up like it's Lord of the Rings and a fun romp, but then a girl just falls into the river and the adventure is dealing with depression. That's the rest of 2 hours. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody. You guys have been awesome.